What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Happy Friday. Sun's out here. Yeah, it's still shining. A little cold though. But yeah, we're back at it another day. Some more learning, some more progress, getting things done, getting smarter, getting better, improving the store, or at least trying, right? That's all you can do. So, um, I think the reporting error is fixed. So now it shows 188 for 2 days ago, the day we had 16 sales. Yesterday we only had 4 sales with the same almost traffic. I don't know. I think something was wacky yesterday, but whatever. We've sold 6 today so far. So we're right on track to about our 9 to 10 a day average. If you want to know the true number, take your calculator, do the quantity sold for the 31 days and divide it by 31, you get 8.8. Not great. So my clothing situation, just about there. Just about through everything, and I am debating. Okay, so I know I could afford 10 per day, right? In the ones in this first store, we had to drop down to 10 per day because we weren't making enough money. So we said, or I said, well, I can only afford 10 per day, so that's what we got to list. So now we have 2 stores. The second store, I mean, I guess it kind of is. So 5 per day. So my average cost of goods is like 650 or something, so that's 3750 for 5 items. Is it averaging 3750? 3750 times 31 items. Uh, Yeah, that's right. So it needs $1,000 a month. So it's not making, or 1162 a month. It's not making that yet. I think it's about 700. And that's 700. Not, I'm not doing gross sales. I'm doing net, what's actually coming back to me. So my point is, once I get through all this, I may have to go down to 5 items a day in my first store, 5 items a day in my second store. It's like I'm pressing the reset button in this first store, right? Um, because this stuff, okay, it's not as good as stuff as the second store has in it. It's not horrible. It's not as bad as the 2,000 items I have in this first store that are low tier. So once I get through these, I'm going to have to go to the thrift, obviously. So I'm just thinking about this in my head. Um, so I need 10 items a day. So let's just look at this on a daily schedule. 10 items times 650. And I know everyone can do this math. Okay. Well, I just did 100 items. 10 items times 650. Okay, so I need $65 a day, a week, a day, just to cover my expense for replenishing my items. Okay. So that means my rate in here is about 52%, I think, of my selling cost. So that means I would need about $140, let's say, in gross sales, times, what we say, 53, probably 52. I did it wrong. Sorry. Okay, so let's just do 150 times. We're going to get 48%. It's going to give us 72 bucks. So if I have gross sales of $150, that means I will make enough to replace those 10 items every day, plus, it says 65. It's kind of annoying to have that large. Minus 65. That'll give me $7 extra every day. That's not enough to pay the other bills. Okay. So we have to make at least 150 though, just to replenish those items. So that's between the two stores. Okay. The other store is at 34%, meaning for every dollar I get in, I get 34 cents of it. Oh, I'm sorry. I get 66 cents of it because the selling cost over there, no promoted, is only 34% because we're selling items that are priced a lot higher than over here. Our ASP is almost $30 over there. Here, our ASP is like $19 or $17, I think. So big difference. So you want to just look at this on the large scale. Okay. So you need 310 items. That's if there's 31 days in the month, which will go off the high, times 650, $2,000, plus another 500 just for miscellaneous bills. So let's just make it 2,600. And let's just say I want to make 2,400 a month, just so we have a nice even number of 5,000. Okay. So to get $5,000, that tells me we need about, let's try 11,000 times 48%, excuse me, is just over that. Okay, so 11,000 per month. Gross sales divided by 31 days. I do know how to use a calculator, I promise. So we need to do $354 a day in gross sales. Really $355. We're nowhere near that, right? We're between $150 to $200 per day. Okay, it's very low because trying to get rid of all these items that are suppressing our store. Better items fixes everything. And if you want to see, here's the second store. Looks great. Click-through rate's good. Conversion rate's pretty good. These are good. Traffic's good. Sold 28. We sold 3 today. Sold 1 yesterday. And, excuse me, I sold 3 items today and I made $125 off 3 items. One was 60, one was 40, and one was 30. No, that's not right. Oh, because it was gross sales. That's with shipping and everything. So yeah, 150 off 3 items. But just better items. So, it's this is a vlog, right? So this is, like I always say, my personal diary kind of that I've chose to share with the world for some crazy reason in hopes of helping others. But like this morning, I was just really depressed because it's just going so crappy. And I'm like, man, I'm 3 years in and all I've done is fail, fail, fail. We got so close. We were doing so well. We were talking about, how to expand and keep growing. And, we were making between 350 to 500 per day in sales and things are just going great. And then a week ago, I did the video showing what happened. Just hit a brick wall and don't really know why. So, yeah. Anyways, so it just, I don't know. Some days it hits you worse than others, I guess. And I was just thinking about it. And I'm in a group, text Facebook group, which I'm sure some of you know about. And so he put out a video and I was watching the video. He was interviewing someone who in their second year did $240,000 in sales. I don't know. She could have made $10,000 in profit. I don't know. She didn't really get into that, which is fine. But you see videos like that, and sometimes, a lot of the times it's inspirational, right? Like, they did it, I can do it. But sometimes it's like a kick in the nuts. It's like, man, what the hell am I doing wrong? So, they say you got to keep emotions out of things and blah, 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 which is true, right? You got to do your best. But, if you're a non-emotional person, then yeah, I guess you'll be successful in business, but that's not what it's all about, right? So I watched the video, and the only thing I know to do is when you don't, when you feel down and all that, you just keep working because the work's got to get done anyway. So you might as well keep working and just, yeah, be depressed when you're working. I mean, it's just part of life. It's emotion, and it's sucks. It's hard to fail and fail and fail and fail and fail and come close to success and not, not get. I would say we reached success. We were just trying to go higher and we didn't get there. So it's a bit depressing. But what do you do? I can either continue on, excuse me, or hang it up and go get a part-time job, which I may need to go get a part-time job. I've talked about it. Hasn't happened yet, but it may need to happen. And so kind of back to my strategy. I'm seeing what this 5 item a day store here is doing. And it's almost selling one per day. It's been open for maybe 45 days now. I think we opened it January like 16th or something. So it's almost 45 days. In fact, January 14th. So it's about 45 days. I think it's doing pretty good. So one thing I don't want to do though is put good items into the first store, which sounds weird, but I almost feel like they're just going into this void because that store is so suppressed. But the only way to turn that store around is to list better items. So I think once we run out of this stuff, which is going to be next week, I think I'll go to the thrift and I'll just get how many items I can get. And we'll just start putting 5 a day good, really good items, into each store. And, again, we'll just see how long it takes for the first store to turn around. I mean, that's all I can do other than quit, which I don't want to quit, right? That's just not in me. And I'm slowly proving that this second store with the really good items it's working. It's finding success, right? So what is that? So you list 5 a day and you sell 3. 60% sell through rate daily. Now, there's different ways to look at it, right? You can also look at it and say, well, you have 238 items listed. And then how do you want to do numbers? Well, your monthly sell through rate, 28 divided by 238. You're selling almost 12% a month. So the store has a 12% sell through rate monthly. So there's different ways of doing the math and looking at things and all that stuff. But I just think doing 5 good ones a day, each store, I think, by summertime we'll start to see a turnaround, hopefully sooner. I shipped 8 items out of the first store today, and I think 5 of them, so the majority were cheap items. It's 5 less, right? I know we have 1,800 or so, but hey, every little bit counts. So, if you're struggling with failure or whatnot, as my nose itches, gosh. I'm just being real here. Not a lot of people are going to talk about this stuff and say they're depressed, and everyone wants to put on the good face. Oh, I'm so successful. Listen to me. And I don't fail. I do great. Here's a bunch of tips and all this stuff. And if you want to know the secret of eBay, there's no secret. If you're brand new, do what I always say. Learn what items you can get in your area. Figure out how to find out what's for sale in your area. Okay? What people in your area buy or donate, I guess is a better word. Once you have that list, figure out what sells on eBay. You want it to sell fast because you don't want your money to take forever to come back. Once you have those two things down, then you can go buy some crap. And by crap, I mean good stuff. List one per day. Get started. If you have something really great, this second store is not promoted. You can see at the bottom here, we did promotions from January 27th to January or February 13th. Tried it out and I was like, nah, I don't even want to do that with this store. Okay. So you find out what's being donated around you, find out what sells fast, go buy it, list one per day. I don't care if listing one per day takes you 5 hours. It doesn't matter. Don't do like I did. I did all my processes and gotten them buttoned up because I thought everything sold on eBay. And look at my store here. Let's jump back to the first store. Everything does not sell on eBay. You can't just list it and it'll sell. That's not how this works. Right? So you do those things, do your processes and get them in order last. Don't worry about inventory. Don't worry about all that. Just buy a plastic bin, put a freaking number on the thing, post a note on the bag. So, you know, there's number one, there's number two. Just keep it simple in the beginning. And as you go, when you start making money and you start finding success, right? Maybe 2-3 weeks down the road when you have 21 items, which isn't a lot to move around and figure out how to store properly, you can improve your inventory system, or you can keep it the same. You can learn how to do your photos faster. You can get better light. I mean, all those things, all your processes will come. Don't worry about that. That's the easy part. The hard part is knowing what to buy, buying it at the right price, selling it at the right price. Really all there is to it. It's pretty easy to do. It's just, it's hard for me because I screwed up and did it backwards. And so now I'm trying to fix all those mistakes and it's hard. I'm telling you, like, this is a prime example. Today, the second store has made more money than the first store. The second store is at 150. The first store is at like 120. The first store has 5,000 items. The second store has 200, I think 38 or whatever. Where's the logic in that? Well, the logic is not everything sells. So you can just throw a bunch of crap on eBay because it's just going to sit there. And so now we're digging out from that. And it's going to take a while. But we'll get there. I mean, if 5 items a day, that's only 150 a month. So it could take up to a year to get rid of all of them. But I think at some point, there's going to be a tipping point where there's so many good items that it's outweighing these bad items. It's not dragging our store down as much because they're going to get less and less every day. And there's going to come a point to where I'm like, okay, enough's enough. And I pull them out of the store. But that's only going to be when I'm making a lot of money. And I would pull them out slowly, like 10 a day or something, and just donate them. Get my 20% coupon, go to the thrift, bam, we're good. So there you go. There's kind of my Friday update, what my strategy is. You know, we got some listings done today, some drafts like normal. I've got some wash done. I think I've got a bin and a half of wash left. These items, they're like sweaters and stuff that just all the cat hair and fuzz, and it didn't even come out that well. I'm going to have to put some work into them. So I'm only washing like 3 or 4 items at a time. Because if you throw in a bigger load with all that stuff, it just moves from one item to the next, it seems. So, I don't know. Anyways, that's my 2 cents. But yeah, just keep at it, guys. I don't know. You know, if you're kind of struggling, let me know. And if not, more power to you. I appreciate the comments. I've got some comments the last couple of days of things. You know, one of them was moving the camera over to the bottom left, which great idea. I never thought about it. Not sure why. And then the other person was, they just left a comment about shipping. between you can do the calculated shipping, which can get super high for buyers, so you lose sales. You do the calculated shipping, and then you have the option to pass along your eBay discounted rate to buyers. Then you can lose money. Or you can do the flat rate shipping, which is what this person does. And they said that they've run some tests, and that's the best. Doing the calculated shipping works out the best for them. So it's something I'm going to do some more research on. It's just going to take a little bit of time, and then I'll make sure that's what I want to do, and then we'll do it if it makes sense. But it seems to make sense, so I don't know. All right, that's enough. Go enjoy your Friday. Get some work done. Sell through rates king. Just remember that. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.